Good morning. We are so glad you're here. Welcome to Bike to Work Day. Woo! I want to thank everybody who led rides in. Today we had Columbus Recreation and Parks group came in. Kogo Lift team led a ride in. The Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission led a group in. Bikes for All People on the south side led a ride in. The Gahanna Bicycle Advisory Committee, Roll Bicycle Shop, Franklinton Cycle Works, the Ohio Department of Transportation, Columbus, Franklin County Metro Parks, and Friends of the Allen Creek Tributary. Thank you all for leading rides in today. My name is Catherine Gervis. I am with Yay Bikes. Yay Bikes also led a ride in. And I have the honor of emceeing today's event. I want to first introduce Council Member Priscilla Tyson, who has been a regular with us and has really been supportive of bike infrastructure and bike culture here in Columbus. Thank you so much, Council Member Tyson.
Thank you. Good morning. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Catherine. As you all know, she's President and CEO of Yay Bikes, and so we really appreciate her advocacy and making sure that Columbus is certainly a forward-thinking bike city. I also want to thank Scott. Where's Scott? Scott from the Columbus Health Department, Scott Urick, who is certainly an advocate for biking and being healthy, and so I thank you for your leadership. Behind Scott is someone who's also very active in our community. I want to thank Commissioner Erin Sink. I want to thank her for her ongoing leadership in the South Side, but also being here and being part of this amazing movement. And last but not least, I want to also thank Tanya Johnson, who is our Assistant Health Commissioner for the City of Columbus, and I'm so glad she's able to be with us today. But last but not least, I want to thank each and every one of you for being advocates of cycling, and so making sure that Columbus is a city that is moving forward in this regard, and it would not happen without each and every one of you. So thank you for being so active and realizing the importance of biking. So today is Columbus Bike to Work Day, and I'm so glad again that you're protecting our environment, and most importantly, you are protecting your health, and so that's so important. So we want to all live long lives. And so, as you know, Columbus is really one of the fastest growing communities in the nation that's focusing on biking, and thanks to the investments of our city and many businesses, we are now a bike-friendly city that offers parking, racks, shelters, and miles of scenic bike trails. Biking helps to improve our health and also the vibrancy of our city. Any major city in this country has to have a bike program, and so we're so happy that we've had the leaders that Catherine has spoke about to make sure we're moving our city forward. And last but not least, as I mentioned before, it's so important for us to be physically healthy, for us to be able to live out our quality of life. So again, I want to thank you. I want to thank our residents who are allowing us to have all the bike paths and the bike paths, bike trails, and also making sure that biking is a part of our normal movement on our streets. So thank you for being here, and I appreciate all you're doing, and because of you, we have great public policy, and it will continue because of each and every one of you. So have a safe ride home today, or safe ride to work, and then safe ride home. And thank you so much for being advocates of biking. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Tyson. I do want to say that Council and the Department of Public Service have really invested in bike parking. If there is a business in the city of Columbus that you frequent regularly that does not have bike parking, you can let that business know that they can make a request, either the business or the property owner, if they make a request to the city, free bike parking will be installed by the city of Columbus for them at their business. So if you see a need for bike parking in places that you frequent or would like to frequent, please let them know. The city would be happy to install bike parking for them. Now I would like to bring Tanya Johnson, the Assistant Health Commissioner, to this stage. The Health Department has played such a key role in the city of Columbus and has really been very progressive in the United States in understanding the importance of the built environment for community health. Thank you so much, Assistant Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Councilmember Tyson. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to thank our partners and our sponsors, and most of all, thank all of you for supporting Bike to Work Day. Biking is a simple yet effective way for us to integrate physical activity into our busy daily routines. We're fortunate that we live and work in a great biking community like Columbus, which makes it easier and safer for anyone to do. In fact, bicycling has become a way of life for many of our residents, and we see them every day coming and going as we go back and forth to work. At Columbus Public Health, more and more of our colleagues are biking to work. As a matter of fact, our bike rack is double parked on some days. Other businesses and departments are following suit by supporting their employees who bike to work. They know what we know. Biking is good for your health, and it's good for business. Because of the many benefits, we are working to create more bike-friendly partnerships and businesses in our community, and today is a great start. Bicycling is a part of a transportation and health revolution, and in this city, we are striving to be more active and safe while reducing our carbon footprint. You are a part of this revolution today, and hopefully for many days to come. Health Commissioner Dr. Mashika Roberts and all of us at Columbus Public Health encourage you to make cycling a part of your daily routine to protect your health and improve your life. Thank you again for joining us today and for supporting Bike to Work Day. Have a great rest of your day.
And when we bike to work and encourage others to bike to work, we're not just protecting our own health, we're protecting the health of the community by protecting air quality. I want to invite Stephen Patchen Stephen Patchen from the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission to talk with us about some of the things that the transportation planning community is doing throughout the region to really help make our region more bike friendly.
Thanks, Catherine. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name's Steve Patchen. I'm the Assistant Director of Planning and Sustainability at MORPC. Just wanted to give you some updates on some of the projects we're working on. As part of my department, we work with Active Transportation. So we work on a regional scale. Columbus is part of that. We work with ODOT. Really quickly, thanks for the City of Columbus and Scott for putting this on. And thanks for coming out. Thanks for Mother Nature for giving us a window to have this moment. Hopefully you guys get to where you're going dry. But so we... MORPC does an active transportation plan, so we'll be working with communities to do a regional network to hopefully really expand on the type of infrastructure that's going to be low stress type infrastructure. How many of you today rode in on what you would consider a fully low stress route? Okay, so a few of you. We want everyone to raise their hands at some point in the near future. So that's the type of approach that we're taking with our communities. Is what kind of infrastructure prioritizes cyclists and really encourages the most amount of people to get on a bike. That active transportation plan is going to set the stage for that. I'm going to try to talk over the siren. But this is a good segue into the other plan that we're working on, is the safety plan. A lot of you know, this is no secret, we're very vulnerable out on the streets. And when we get into an accident or a crash, likelihood of we're going to get seriously injured or worse is pretty high. So we're working with stakeholders to address that issue. And with law enforcement representatives and our elected officials and our community leaders to how in ODOT, in the next 5 years, what are some of the strategies, policy, and infrastructure we can get in place to make sure that our safety is maximized out on our streets. So that plan will be public in July. And when that plan comes out and you hear about it, please let your elected officials know and your community leaders know that this is something you get behind, this is something you prioritize. Make that phone call and make that handshake or whatever you get an opportunity to do to make sure that your leadership knows that you support that plan. A few other things that we're doing to work with communities. We have a technical assistance program. And we work with communities to do a variety of different types of technical assistance. But one of that is if your community doesn't have a bike plan, what do you need to get in place to get that bike plan developed? And a bike plan that really moves the needle in your community as far as making it more convenient, more accessible, and safer. If your community does have a bike plan, what can we do to really augment what's been talked about and make it even better? So those are just a few things that Morpsey does. We're really trying to move the bar as far as the region becoming a leader in biking and walking. So your support is really, really needed and helpful. So keep making those 311 calls, keep talking to your elected officials, talk to the staff at a staff level. Feel free to grab me when I'm done and we can talk. And again, thanks for coming out and appreciate it.
The work that happens in our region wouldn't happen without the partners in the private industry, and I want to invite Chet Ridenour from Kogo and Lyft to come up and talk about some of the work that's being done, private support to support biking.
Thanks everyone for being here today, for braving the weather. I know our route had a couple call-offs, so hats off to the folks in the ring for coming out here and braving the weather. I want to thank our partners at Columbus Recreation and Park. Director Tony Collins, Brad Westall have been incredibly supportive of helping to grow the Kogo bike share system here in Columbus. Hats off to Scott Ulrich for organizing this great event today. I think he deserves a big round of applause. Our queen of biking, Catherine Gervis, we wouldn't be where we are today without her energy and advocacy. Yay Bikes continues to grow their advocacy network and pushing our city and partners to provide more protected bike lanes, dedicated bike lanes, and we're incredibly thankful for all her work and her board and all their partners. COTA has been a great partner. They've added bike racks to the front of all their buses. If you haven't had a chance to easily add your bike on the front, I encourage you to go over there and check that out. Kogo continues to grow with Columbus. So late last fall, we added 26 new stations across Central Ohio, including 6 stations in Upper Arlington, 6 stations in Grandview Heights, 6 stations in Bexley, and another 8 in Columbus. So we have over 70 stations. And we're continuing to grow. We're adding 7 new stations out at Easton. I want to encourage everyone to swing by the Kogo tent. Tara over there has free Kogo bike passes and can talk to you about how Kogo is a great way to help your fellow coworkers get to and from work. Maybe they take the C-Pass downtown. Kogo is a great way for them to bike to lunch, bike to a meeting downtown, or even bike home. So we're proud to be a part of Bike to Work Day, Bike to Work Week for National Bike Month, and look forward to continuing working with our partners to make it safer and healthier for all our cyclists on the road. So thank you very much.
And I want to thank Kogo and Lyft. They have made a $10,000 commitment to help support advocacy with Yay Bikes, which is being matched by an anonymous donor with Yay Bikes. Thank you so much for your support. If you are not already a member of our electronic newsletter, sign up for it. We'll be announcing soon some opportunities to sign up for the Advocacy Network. One of the things that we're hearing from transportation professionals around the region is that they really need us to show up at public meetings and help support them in moving forward the agenda that they want to move forward to make our region more bike friendly. And so we'll be asking you to help make your voices heard at community meetings and in other opportunities to help increase the bike friendliness of our region. I want to invite Kate Harley with the Ohio Department of Transportation up now to talk about some of the work that's happening at a state level as it relates to making the whole state more bike friendly.
Good morning. What an inspiring morning. I wish I could start every morning off like this. Honestly, with so many reasons to ride, free coffee and snacks are just one of them. So thanks to everyone that's been involved in organizing this event. My name's Kate Harley. Within my role at ODOT, I serve as the state's bicycle coordinator. So I'm so excited and inspired to get out and be biking with people this morning. There's really just a couple things that I wanted to say. The first is keep biking. Keep showing up places on bikes, keep going places because they're bikeable. And in Ohio, we know that biking is only going to get better. There are so many public and private and advocacy partnerships going on. There are so many people working to improve bicycling in your community, so that's really exciting. And where does ODOT fit into this? This year, ODOT is actually kicking off Ohio's first statewide pedestrian and bicycle plan, which is going to help provide direction around investing in bicycling in Ohio. We're also designating over 3,000 miles of state and U.S. bike routes in Ohio to help connect communities and destinations across the state for people biking. And then finally, we're also doing a lot of work on education. So integrating more information that will help keep people biking safe into driver's education. Teaching new drivers to look for people biking, expect people biking, give people biking 3 feet when passing, and all these things that we know are critical for reducing crashes and saving lives. Keep biking because when you do, we are healthier, our air is cleaner. There are so many benefits. Our roadways are safer. We improve awareness for all people biking, whether they're choosing to bike or they rely on biking in order to get to places that they need to go. So I want you to keep biking for all those reasons, but I know that you'll keep biking because communities that are providing those safe facilities to get to where they need to go will see increases in biking. And everyone that's here today is indicative of that and of all the progress that we've seen for biking and mobility in this community and in Ohio. The second thing I wanted to say, that was just one. The second thing I wanted to say is next time, bring even more people with you. I brought, I think, 9 of my colleagues from ODOT, including our chief engineer. We biked down this morning. We biked down this morning down Broad Street. We're headed back up the trail. And I'm just really proud of my colleagues for showing up this morning to bike. So finally, congratulations on another great Bike to Work Day in Columbus. There's so much great local and regional support. We're excited to be a resource for biking in Ohio, and I know that we can continue this momentum by showing up and showing up on bike.
I really want to thank the Central Ohio Transit Authority for bringing the bus out for people to try the bike and bus demonstrator. If you haven't tried it before, it is so easy. If you don't get a chance to try it, but you find yourself in a situation where you need to do it, it really is easy. The bus driver is not going to get mad at you. The passengers are not going to get mad at you. They'll come out and help you if you need the help. And Scott Ulrich, several people have thanked him, but I need to be very clear. This is an event that Columbus Public Health has organized under the auspices of Scott Ulrich. Thank you so much, Scott, for all that you do for biking in Columbus, Ohio. Have some snacks, try COTA, and enjoy your day. Happy Bike to Work Day. Yay, bikes.
Good to see you. Let me get Carl's over there taking a picture of us. So let me quit a minute.